You know that specific feeling when a cat finally curls up next to you after ignoring you all day. Suddenly, the entire world just quiets down. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts stop racing. For the first time since you woke up, you can actually relax. If you know exactly what I am talking about, this video is going to make you feel incredibly seen. Let me ask you something. When your cat knocks your coffee off the counter, makes direct eye contact, and does not even flinch, do you get mad? Or do you just admire the audacity? If you chose option 2, congratulations. You are about to learn why your brain works the way it does. Here is what nobody tells you about being a so-called cat person. It is not really about personality. It is about how your nervous system processes the world. Some people regulate their stress through activity and engagement. They need external feedback. They need constant interaction. They need clear structure. Dogs are perfect for these people. Dogs initiate contact. Dogs mirror excitement. Dogs keep energy moving. But other nervous systems regulate through stillness. They regulate through predictability. They regulate through the complete absence of pressure. A cat does not rush toward you to discharge energy. A cat settles into a space and lets you settle with it. There is no demand to respond. There is no demand to perform. There is no demand to manage someone else's emotional state. For people whose nervous systems spend most of the day anticipating and self-monitoring, this is everything. When someone says I don't like dogs, they are too much, they are describing overstimulation. When they say I like cats, they are peaceful, they are describing regulation. Cat people are not choosing distance. They are choosing environments that allow their bodies to downshift. They are choosing to reduce vigilance and rest without performing. And once you understand this, everything makes sense. The bond cat people feel with cats isn't just calming. It is safe in a way human relationships often aren't. Human relationships are filled with unspoken demands. There are expectations to respond quickly. You have to explain your feelings. You have to reassure others. You have to match their emotional energy. Even affection comes with pressure. People ask why you aren't more expressive. They ask why you don't need them the way they need you. For people who are sensitive, observant, or easily overstimulated, this constant negotiation is exhausting. Cats don't operate that way. A cat never assumes access to you. Its affection is offered, not imposed. When it chooses to sit on your lap, it does so without expectations of conversation. It demands no eye contact. It requires no emotional performance. And when it leaves, it doesn't require justification. This mutual respect for boundaries creates something rare. It is connection without intrusion. Research on cat-human interactions shows that cat lovers aren't avoidant of intimacy. They are avoidant of pressure. They want closeness that unfolds naturally without urgency. Cats model exactly that. They teach through behavior that attachment doesn't require constant proof. With cats, affection must be earned and maintained through attunement. You learn to read subtle signals, a flick of the tail, a shift in posture, a change in breathing. Over time, this builds a relationship rooted in respect rather than control. Consent is central to this dynamic. And for people who have experienced boundary violations of any kind, this matters deeply. Before thought, before interpretation, before emotion even has a name, there is regulation, and cats have a secret weapon for it. A cat's purr operates at low rhythmic frequencies. Your nervous system responds to this instinctively. Before you consciously register comfort, your body begins to slow. Your breathing deepens, muscle tension softens, stress hormones drop. Low-frequency repetitive sounds signal safety to the brain. They tell your nervous system that nothing urgent is required. No action, no vigilance, just presence. For people who spend most of their lives managing emotional environments, this regulation is rare. Silence can feel empty. Noise can feel overwhelming, but the steady hum of a purr sits perfectly in between. It fills the space without invading it. That is why many cat people describe a sense of grounding that is difficult to explain. They don't feel excited. They feel settled. It is as if their internal pace has finally matched the world around them. This is co-regulation without conversation. It is comfort without performance. And your body learns fast. Once it knows a certain presence brings it back into balance, attachment follows naturally. Now, about that intelligence thing. Yes, research shows cat lovers score higher on cognitive tests. But it's not because cats make you smarter. It is because certain personality traits cluster together. People who are more introverted tend to spend more time in solitary intellectual pursuits. They are reading, writing, and contemplating the existential dread of modern existence. And they do this while a cat purrs on their keyboard. Denise Guastello's research at Carroll University showed this correlation clearly. Cat people scored higher in cognitive abilities and openness to experience, but we also scored higher in neuroticism. So basically, we are walking, worrying encyclopedias with attachment issues, and somehow we are okay with that. But here is the real reason cats and thinkers go together. Deep thinking requires uninterrupted attention. Reflection, creativity, and problem-solving all depend on long stretches of mental quiet. Cats don't interrupt. They coexist alongside focus without demanding it. They don't pull attention outward or require ongoing engagement. Their presence fills a space without fragmenting it. This is why so many writers, artists, and thinkers have gravitated toward cats. It is not because cats make people smarter. It is because they protect the conditions intelligence needs to function. Modern culture treats solitude as something to fix. Quiet is often framed as loneliness, but for cat people, quiet is where clarity forms. There is a biological reason a cat can make you feel an almost irrational urge to protect it. An efficient, solitary predator suddenly triggers your deepest instincts. Your brain responds to what ethologists call the baby schema. Large eyes relative to the face, a rounded head, a small nose, soft movements. When your brain detects these features, it releases caretaking impulses before conscious thought intervenes. Domestic cats match this pattern remarkably well. When a cat looks up at you, your brain registers infant, not hunter. For many cat people, this dynamic feels safe because it is one-directional without being emotionally demanding. Caring flows outward without the expectation of constant reciprocity. The cat doesn't ask you to be cheerful. It doesn't require reassurance. It doesn't monitor your mood. For people who learn to be emotionally contained early in life, nurturing something that doesn't intrude can feel easier than receiving it. Nurturing something that doesn't intrude allows closeness without vulnerability overload. You can practice love without the risk of engulfment. You can practice attachment without the fear of losing your autonomy. It is a relationship simulation where you are finally the one in control. But perhaps the most profound thing about cat people is this. This wasn't really about cats. It was about the kind of nervous system you have. It was about the kind of world your nervous system feels safest in. If you are drawn to cats, it doesn't mean you are distant or disconnected. It means you are wired for subtlety. You are wired for presence without pressure. You are wired for connection that doesn't demand constant output. Cats don't ask you to perform. They don't test your loyalty. They don't confuse intensity with intimacy. They simply exist with you. And for some people, that quiet companionship is exactly what they need to feel human again. We love creatures that don't need us. And that is revolutionary in a culture obsessed with being needed and essential. Cat people have chosen differently. We have chosen to love something that stays not out of dependency but out of preference. So the next time your cat ignores you for 6 hours and then demands immediate attention, remember this. You are not just a cat owner. You are someone whose nervous system found exactly what it needed to function without overload. Your cat didn't just choose you. Your body chose your cat. Think of your social energy like a battery. Most interactions are like high-voltage chargers. They might charge you up, but they generate a lot of heat and noise. They can fry your circuits if you are plugged in too long. Your cat is a trickle charger. It is slow, steady, and cool to the touch. It keeps you running without ever threatening to burn you out. In a world that screams for your attention, choosing the quiet option is not a weakness. It is a survival strategy. It is your way of preserving your energy for the things that actually matter. You have built a sanctuary where you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to smile when you are not happy. You don't have to speak when you have nothing to say. You just have to be. And that is enough. So if you found yourself nodding along to this, maybe go find your cat. Blink slowly at them. Let them know you understand the code. And if you don't have a cat, maybe it is time to listen to what your nervous system is trying to tell you. Remember, you are not antisocial. You are selectively social. And there is a massive difference. You are not broken. You are a masterpiece of efficient design, simply looking for the right environment to thrive in.